What's up, peeps? So they changed the way Rebirth looked again. Now, it may look beautiful, but it's not the most practical setting. So I'm gonna give you guys the best graphic settings that you can change for your console. So I'm gonna show you how to change it from this, which has absolutely no filters, nothing like that, looking to this, which is with a little bit of filter and giving you just a little bit more punchier colors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into how to make your Rebirth looking the best possible. So let's jump into the settings that you can change first on console to make your game look a lot smoother. And first, we're going to go into graphics, your camera movement. Remember to have this at least 50%. Your safe area, which a bunch of people were saying that increases your FOV. Like if you reduce this won't change anything. It'll just shrink either your mini map or your guns. That is the only thing this will do, but it won't change any FOV. It won't do anything. So just make sure you have it all the way back. This one, at least 50%. More motion blur and weapon motion blur. Remember to have this off. If you have this on, your console is working harder to keep up those frames. So when you have it off, you will have a much smoother experience. Also, if you guys play on PlayStation 5, going to home, going all the way to the top right where it says settings, click on that. The second option, which is accessibility. The first one, which is going to be display and sound, and go all the way to the bottom here where it says reduce motion. You're going to go ahead and select this on, and this is going to add an extra layer of reducing that motion. So your game is just going to look extra nice and clean with this. Next up after this, remember to have your film grain at a 0 and then your December and gore effects, so you can have this enabled. It doesn't really matter. Now, this is where things get a little interesting for brightness. I'm going to show you guys what I mean right now, but brightness basically has two options. That is the problem about this map. It looks beautiful, but it is not the best map to actually play in, right? I really do prefer the way Fortune's Keep looks, where it's all bright. So you have two sides of the coin here, right? If you guys notice with the new Rebirth, it's half and half. Half of it is going to be complete, well, not complete darkness, but it's going to be kind of dark because the sunset is always on the other side. And there's half of the building. So there's tents, there's control center, there's security. All that area is going to be a little bit darker than what you're usually used to, right? But then on the other side, if you're looking towards the sunset, and I mean, you're looking towards those buildings, you're going to be like, oh my God, damn, like this thing is blinding as hell. So you got two options here. It really depends on what side of the map you're on. If you play on the right side of the map, which is going to be control center, the tents and stuff like that, which is what I usually play on, that's why I set my brightness up to 53. So I actually liked it setting it up to 53. Now, if you're playing on the other side of the map and you feel the sun is just way too bright for you, then you're going to have to lower this down to like 48, 45, something like that. So it's really flip side of the table, right? If you have it bright, you can see in those dark areas, but then if you look at the sun, it's going to be a little bit too bright. But then if you turn it down, then when you're in those dark areas, it's going to be a little bit too dark, right? So it just really depends on what you want, what side of the spectrum you want to be on. I mean, you can be a 50, but both are going to be bad. So I just suggest you to pick one side. And then obviously the only thing that we can really change to make your colors pop more and all that is going to be the color blind. And for this one, we're going to use the Tritonopia. Now, I switched back to Tritonopia and then the colors switch and we're going to use Tritonopia. But remember, it all does depend on what your eyes perceive as better, what your monitor, your TV that you're playing, what is better. So we're going to do a little test right here where I'm going to show you guys how each of these looks, and you guys can actually see and you guys can say, all right, I like this one better. I think this one looks a little better for me. So we're going to go ahead and do that test right now. So the first one that we're going to be looking at, this is going to be the best picture, right? All the way from above. This one is with no color blind setting, right? All disabled. As you guys can see, these areas are going to be a little bit darker. And looking to the sun, it's not going to be as bright, but it's going to be quite a little bit bright. So let's go to the next one. Next one, we got Protanopia, which is the second one, or the first option, and it's not going to be that nice. It seems like all the colors are washed out, and the sunset doesn't even seem that nice. It's just like super bright and stuff. So this one's not going to be it. Let's go to the next one. Now, the next one's going to be Tritonopia. I mean, just look at this. I mean, that sun just looks beautiful. But as you guys can see, looking over there is going to be a little bit bright. But even if you look into here, this is going to be a lot more lit up than the other options that we had available. So again, this Tritonopia one is just going to make it nice and clean. Colors a little bit bright on the left-hand side, but I feel this is the best way to go. Let's go into the last one. And then the last one's going to be Tritonopia, which is also pretty clean. It's a little similar to Tritonopia, actually, just maybe a little bit oranger, but this is the one I was running before. So again, I made this test so you guys could decide which one feels better for your eyes, right? I think this one and the Tritonopia are the best ones available, give you a little bit more punchier colors, and it's not that dark in this lower section. Obviously, if you had absolutely no if you had no colorblind settings, right, and then had this the brightness down to 50, it's gonna be a little bit more dull, a little bit less bright, right? But again, all in all, it's gonna depend on what you think and what your eyes feels the best. Let me know down below in the comments which one you are gonna pick. Peace out, everybody, and enjoy the way the new Rebirth looks. See you all in the next one, chat.